everybody, it's Chris Eads, known online as Wootini, here with another gay gamer video podcast for y'all. I did not actually go to the movies this week. There was nothing opening that I wanted to see. The biggest movie opening this past weekend was Novocaine, which I've already seen the trailer like 50 times. Every time I go to the movies, I would see that trailer. So I feel like I've already seen it, and it also doesn't look that good, so never mind. So it's all about the games this episode, and because Nikki and Disney both had updates. The Nikki update thankfully was not as hefty as I was fearing. It basically just it added a couple of new gotcha outfits, which I don't care about, so whatever. And it gave like a little like list of tasks, another list of tasks to do for rewards, you know, like the random things like, you know, upgrading clothes and collecting things and doing one of the little challenge levels in under 2 minutes or whatever, like that sort of thing. And you get rewards for after completing a certain number of them, you get rewards. But this time around, the rewards are just upgrade materials and diamonds, not actual outfits or pieces of an outfit, so I'm less enthused. With that last update, there was an outfit, so I'm like, oh, I have to make sure that I do these things. What can I do? What's doable? And I would look at the list of tasks to see what's doable so that I could get enough points to get all the outfit pieces, because I wanted the outfit. Here, I'm like, if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. I'm not bothered either way. And then there's also Allison popped up again, this little elf creature who runs a little shop, which basically she's like, oh, give me like one of these and 2 of those, and I'll give you this upgrade material or whatever. So like you can give her some of the crap you've been collecting, and then she'll just give you upgrade materials and stuff. So that's lovely and helpful. But it meant that I was able to kind of ease back on Nikki a little, because I'm just sort of playing the main game at this point. And that was good because Disney, Dreamlight Valley, they had another update themselves this past week. The Lucky You event, which, you know, for St. Patrick's Day, for the week leading up to St. Patrick's Day, there are clover growing in your valley, and you can collect the clover. And there's like a bunch of 3-leaf clovers and like 1 4-leaf clover at any time. And you can collect regular clover, and 10 of those will make a 4-leaf clover. And the goal is to collect enough clover to craft the reward. But finding the clover was so freaking tedious, and I was like, oh my god, you're literally killing me. I went online to look to see, like, is there a trick to this? Because it's really tedious. And there is no trick to finding the clover easily. But someone did mention that if you have the Eternity Isle expansion, you can craft ancient machines. One of the ancient machines is the ancient vacuum. And I did create an ancient vacuum back ages ago, because it was part of the quest to, like, you know, when it teaches you how to do this, it's like craft an ancient machine. So I crafted an ancient vacuum. Done. And it's supposed to collect things, but it never really did, and I didn't understand it, and the game didn't really explain it, so I just said, never mind. And I just left it sitting there in the desert, and I'm like, whatever. But it turns out that there are 3 levels of vacuum. So the basic vacuum I made, only collects night thorns or the little crystals. That's it. The next regular vacuum will collect like the flowers that are scattered around on the ground. But that didn't include the clover, as it turned out. So I ended up having to spend like another day gathering materials so that I could make the advanced vacuum. And the advanced vacuum literally lets you collect everything in that biome. You put it down in a biome, and it will collect whatever's on the ground in that biome. Plants, branches, rocks, anything scattered about, even if it's in a place that you can't quite reach without moving furniture around. And you just click it, and for spending a little tiny bit of not Dreamlight, the Eternity Isle stuff, you get it in your inventory, and it's like, boom, done. So I was like, this is amazing. I put it down in a biome, I can collect the clover. I put it down over here, I collect the clover. I collect the clovers. And you don't have to look for it. You just put it down anywhere in the biome and you can just suck it right up, and there you have it. And you don't have to go looking for it, and it's not tedious. And using that method, I was able to collect enough clover within just a few days. It just took me like a couple of days to collect enough clover and 4-leaf clovers. And I collected enough 4-leaf clovers that I got the Lucky You shirt, which is super cute. And then a few more clovers. I had the 10 4-leaf clovers that I needed to craft the End of the Rainbow cauldron, which is delightful. And I'm keeping this vacuum in my inventory because it is fantastic. Because one of the Star Path duties right now that I'm still struggling with is you have to make 2 swimming pools, which is like insane because each swimming pool requires 300 rock or stone, which is a lot. And I had some stone. I had like a couple hundred stone in my storage just in case I needed to craft something. But that's so much that I'm like, so I'm like going around like smashing everything I can find to get as much stone as I can. It's really tedious. It's taking forever. But it also needs like white daisies or something, like for the paint or whatever. But that is now easy because I can just take the vacuum, go to the peaceful meadow, plop it down, be like, oh, okay, 4 white daisies, I'll take those, thank you. And every day I just do that, and I can just pick up the flowers like that without having to like wander about looking for white daisies. So much easier. So I had no idea this is how the vacuums worked. I should have looked into it. It would have saved me a lot of trouble. But now I know, and now knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. So if you are not aware of how the vacuums work and you're playing Disney Dreamlight Valley, now you know. And it's amazing. My favorite new thing in that game. And I have been working on the Star Path. They're starting to get a little more challenging. Like I said, I have to craft 2 swimming pools, which is like, I finally was able to craft 1. It's so tedious. And it keeps being like, oh, do a Dream Snaps competition. I was like, okay, fine. So I enter Dream Snaps competition. And then a few days later, enter another Dream Snaps competition. I was like, I should wait and hold on to those. And I can get rid of 2 at the same time, like with those boutique ones. But alas, I did not do that. And now I'm annoyed because I got another Dream Snaps competition, but I can't do that until next Tuesday. Rude. And then I'm like, maybe I should wait in case another one shows up, but we'll see. But I was able to, because I could ease back on Nikki, and I was doing a lot of Disney, but I was able to still squeeze in some Starfield, which was very exciting, because I was able to finish this mission. I found Marco, and I got him to give up his tablet of encrypted information on the first. And of course I had to kill him to do it because he wasn't going to give it to me normally. He's like, you better get out of here because my guards are just going to kill you. And I'm like, yeah, right, whatever. And I literally killed him, took the tablet, and I turned the turrets against his men. And I think I literally had to kill like 2 people myself on the way out. Everyone else was already dead. Easy peasy. But I went back with the encrypted slate, gave it to Alex. I'm like, here you go. And then they're like, okay, come into this meeting. So I go in the meeting with like the heads of the Freestar Rangers, and they're like, you know, how did it go, whatever, blah, blah. And there's like a debrief. And then they're like, the boss was like, we need to discuss some things. And he started recapping previous missions that I had done in this quest line. And then like basically like, you know, telling me, oh, this was you did good here. And over here you did a little sketchy thing. And, you know, but it's okay because you got the right result and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, why are we doing a recap? I'm like, are we like almost at the end of this quest line? And so I was like, you know what? They're like, okay, here's your next move. Go to this planet and attack this base full of bad guys that could be their headquarters. And I'm like, that sounds huge. And I'm going to like pause that and go do some other things because I would like to level up again before I go and do that just in case it is the final battle. I actually looked at a walkthrough online, and it turns out it's not the final quest in the quest line. There's one more after this. So, but it's a big deal. So I'm like, let me just take a step back. I'll do some other stuff. And since I already had Sam with me, and he wanted to have a conversation. We had a conversation with Cora, and Cora's like, hey, my mom is missing. And I'm just like, oh. So now we're going to rescue Cora's mom. Because when we were talking with Cora, I got this pop-up that was like, you're now friends with Sam. And I'm like, well, we were already friends. But it was basically like, now you're like good friends with Sam. And if you finish this friend quest, this is his friendship quest. And if you finish it, then you can marry him. So I was like, score. So we're either going to rescue his ex-wife, and she'll be so grateful that she won't mind that I'm going to marry her ex, or we'll go to rescue her and she'll end up dead, in which case she can't object to anything. So come back next time and find out how that went, because I'm in the middle of that right now. Before I go, I also had some free time to play the Quarry. I know, longtime viewers remember I was playing the Quarry, and I never actually mentioned that I finished it because I didn't. And I should have finished it before I bought the Xbox and started playing Starfield, but I did not, because I was just too excited to play Starfield. So, but I had some free time where I had the house to myself, and I was able to play a little bit of the Quarry, and I am very close to the end. I'm in like episode 8, and there's like 10, so I'm this so close, I could taste it. We're clearly building to the grand finale, the big climax of violence and gore and death. Hopefully not too much death. I'd like to let some kids survive. But what I have found is when I sit down to play games, my husband will be like right practically next to me, just on the other side of this couch, and he'll be working at the computer doing his job. And it's hard because like when I'm playing something like Nikki or Disney or even Starfield, like you're in it and you're constantly like you're very enmeshed in the game. It's very immersive. You're in there. You're constantly moving and doing and activating things, whatever, and shooting things depending on the game. But with the Quarry, it's a lot of that game is watching cutscenes and maybe occasionally pressing a button for like a quick time event or making dialogue options. So like it's very easy to get distracted. So like if he's talking or doing something or whatever, and it's very easy to get distracted. So I'm like, I need to have complete focus when I'm playing the Quarry, or I'll get distracted and it ruins the game for me. I can't explain it. That's just my weird brain. So I had the house to myself for a little while, so I was able to play it for an hour or so and make some actual progress in it. And I have the day off work coming up this week, so I'm planning on using that day to hopefully be able to play a little bit more. Maybe I'll try playing it with headphones on to see if that helps with the distractions. I probably should have tried that before, but I did not, and now I feel foolish because I probably could have finished this months ago. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Come back next time to see if I was able to finish the Quarry and if I was able to marry Sam. Bye!